Hello, are you here? I'm here. Are we live? I don't think we're live yet. There's a bit of a delay. Welcome, 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 ladies and gents. Here we are. Hello, hello, hello. So we'll give it a little minute to get everybody in. Make sure you know where you're supposed to be. Make sure I've got all the right bits of paper in front of me. If you're here, say hello. Let me know that you're around. Let me know who's watching. Let me know that you can see me, you can hear me, all the things. I get comfortable on my chair tonight. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to day 2 of the 5-day Money Mechanics Challenge. Today's been a great day. I've hung out with loads of you on the VIP room, which was really cool. We talked about the budget tracker. I've sent you guys all a link to the budget tracker should you want it. So you've got it. And also I've sent you a video to how it works. Our tech didn't quite go to plan today. It didn't record the video that I did today. We've got the audio and the transcript, which we're sending out to the VIPs. But the video, I've sent you a link instead. So it's a slight challenge, but that's okay. We had a workaround. So we're just going to give it a minute while we get everybody in. Tell me in the chat, how have you found today? Money mindset. You've had a questionnaire today, right? So tell me, how have you found this process of going through the questionnaire? We talked about your early money memories. I've got a copy of it here, by the way. Early money memories, your beliefs around earning money, your spending habits, saving and security, your investing beliefs, money and self-worth. Tell me what has been your experience with this. Has it been hard? Has it highlighted anything obvious to you? Has it helped you realize anything? Any little light bulbs going off? Been a bit educational, very, very reflective, yeah? Somewhat educational, Rob said. Excellent. This is what we want to see, right? We want to see you learning. Paul is saying it took you back a lot of years. I get it, actually. This stuff we're asking you to do is very deep-rooted. Money mindset is a big, big topic. And, you know, I have an hour tonight to get into this topic and to help you to just understand some stuff. So the reason why we get you to do this questionnaire as the task is because, like we talked about last night, you can have all the goals in the world, but if your activities, your behaviors, your emotions and things like that are getting in the way, it's really hard to make progress. And actually, for a lot of us, our current money beliefs, our current money behaviors come from other people's influence upon us as we've grown up. You know, Malcolm says here, I realized how much I was brainwashed. And, you know, Lisa's saying definitely make you think differently as to how you talk to your son, like how we discuss money, treat money, behave around money, the choices we make around money, when they're being seen by other people, generally young people, actually that's influencing their world. It's influencing how they feel about it in the future. And I wrote a chapter on this. There'll be no surprises, by the way. In Money Mechanics, we wrote a chapter on this. And it is chapter number 3, page 45. And in this chapter, there are some quotes. And I'm going to read some of these to you because I bet if we have a little show of hands, as I say one of these quotes, tell me whether you heard it growing up, right? Money doesn't grow on trees. Give me a yes if you heard that growing up. Yeah, load of you. Money is the root of all evil. I bet loads of you have heard that growing up. Yeah, loads of you saying yes. Rich people are greedy. I bet some of you have heard that. To be rich, you have to be taken from the poor. Yeah, or something to that extent. Money should be saved for a rainy day. Money won't make you happy. There's more important things in life than money. There isn't enough money to go around. Right? There's so many different sayings that we hear about money. And, you know, I think some of these things actually drive into us as kids, as young adults, limiting beliefs around money. And a lot of us then go into adulthood saying things like, I'm no good with money. I'll always be in debt. I'll never have any money. Money's just not something that I'm supposed to have. And the problem with talking about money like this is that it compounds over time, and we actually then live that reality, right? You know, so money mindset is your collection of beliefs and your attitude about money, right? It is your I'm just wiggling my screen around. That's better. I can see you all properly now. It's formed over years of personal experience and influence from family, but also from society, right? You know, the expectation that's put upon us in society to have things, behave in a certain way, do certain things, right? Now, it matters because the way you think about money today is shaping your financial decisions today. So if you think that rich people are greedy, then every decision you make to help you move closer to becoming more wealthy will be sabotaged at a subconscious level, because you believe that if you became rich, you would become greedy, and so you won't want to be that. So in whatever form it takes, you will talk yourself out of doing the things that you need to do to be able to get to the place that you want to be. So understanding your money mindset and how your behaviors, how your experiences of money are shaping your decisions today is such an important thing when we're coming to a challenge or coming to a period of time where we actually want to activate change, right? So, you know, if you've got a negative mindset around money, and money conjures up lots of negative emotion, and, you know, maybe you've been in a maybe you've grown up in a world where money was weaponized, or, you know, used as a form of control, or, you know, money didn't have very positive connotations, then it's likely that you're going to stay stuck in quite a financially stressful headspace. Whereas if you've got a positive, growth-orientated mindset around money, then it is likely that money's going to help you to open more doors. It's going to help you to create that financial freedom, that financial curiosity, and that financial excitement and enthusiasm around having more money, right? So I think for me, when I wrote the book, I looked at all the different, I think we've talked about 10 different money mindsets in the book. And I think for most of us, we're not one or the other or another. I think for a lot of us, we're a combination. I know for me personally, I'm definitely a combination of a few of the different money mindset types. And, you know, I've got friends of mine, and when you talk to them about money and their experiences of money, they can recognize, well, actually, you know, part of my life, money was weaponized, but part of my life was very much a generosity mindset, and we gave a lot of it away. But because of that, now as an adult, I want to give it away. But because I don't earn as much money as my parents did, I haven't got the lifestyle to sustain that generosity, right? So by understanding where you are today, it's going to help you to get to a place where it makes more sense. So let's talk a little bit around the limiting beliefs specifically that can be linked to money. So what do you guys think might be your limiting beliefs? Or what do you think could be some limiting beliefs that are linked to money? What sort of statements, what sort of things do you say to yourself or to others that are linked to money that might be a limiting belief, that might be getting in the way of you activating change and moving forwards? What sort of things do you think you could be saying? Let's see where we're at here. So changing limiting beliefs is the hardest. Yeah, Justin, you're not wrong. Changing these is massive, which is why we get you to kind of do this. What do you think are your limiting beliefs? What are those statements that you say to yourself about money? What sort of things is it that you tend to say to yourselves and others about the way that money shows up in your life? So stick this in the comments. So I'm sick of being skint. This is one. What else have we got? So stick it in the comments for me. There must be more than one of you with an opinion on this. There's 60 of you on here. Here we go. What makes me so special that I can earn that type of money? Yeah, I mean, this is quite a not this one, this one. This is quite a big statement, you know. Why do I deserve that? Why would I be somebody that could earn that sort of money? I'm struggling to make ends meet. I've never had enough money to go around. I don't have enough money saved to become wealthy. This is an interesting one, Remy, because actually you don't want money saved to become wealthy. Savings won't make you wealthy. Investments will make you wealthy. So we'll deal with that by the end of the week. I'm fed up being skin, having to work hard for my money. Love of money is the root of all evil. Yeah, right. So there's a couple on here I've written down. I'm not good with money. We nonchalantly, like, just say it like it's not a thing. Like, it's just because I'm no good with money. Or I'll never get out of debt. I've been in debt for so long, that's just going to be my life. You know, people with money are greedy. He's an arsehole, he's got a red Ferrari. Right? The thing about these limiting beliefs is that what they're doing is they are reinforcing your negative relationship with money. So what we need to do is recognize what they are so that we can be more conscious and more aware of what we're saying and how we're saying it and why we're saying it. So, you know, we tend to generalize a lot. I'm no good with money. Under what circumstances, when I'm around what people, when there's what going on in your life. Like, I'm no good with money is such a wide thing to say. It's such a like blazing generalization that it doesn't actually do us any good. And it's only until we start to answer these questions like you've done today with your questionnaire, it's to really identify where that's coming from and why it's there so that you can recognize it, acknowledge it, and then activate change within it, right? So how many of you have done the questionnaire today? How many of you have done the questionnaire today? And how are you still to do it? I'm curious. So these are all really interesting coming through. Fear of losing money if I try different things. I can find it cheaper. Not knowing enough. Oh, where's that gone? Not knowing enough to make the best of my money. I'm good with money. I can spend it very easily. I can hear that. So loads of you have done this. Some of you are partway through it. And some of you are doing it later, which is fine, right? We absolutely... there we are. I've got a lot of buttons tonight. I'm trying not to press them and break everything. So, okay. The thing about this questionnaire is, again, like we talked about, I'm going to say this to you over and over again. There's no good or bad or right or wrong. It's just where we are. And it's about helping you to navigate this journey from where you are today to where it is that you want to be, right? So by doing this questionnaire, what's going to likely happen is you'll have like one or two beliefs that stand out. One or two things that are consistently popping up. Like, okay, I get it. You know, when you start to think about when you make purchases, do you feel guilty or do you feel empowered? When you buy things, like, do you buy things impulsively, or are you a person who really actually buys with intention behind it? You know, when you're saving, do you feel like that's giving you security, or do you feel like you'll never have enough? By answering these questions, it's really going to help you to identify how you feel about money. And quite often, you know, money is such an important part of all of our lives. Money actually greases the wheels in every way, shape, or form. If you're not well, if you've got money, you can get in quicker. You know, if your car breaks down, if you've got money, you can get it fixed. Money greases the wheels. Even if you've only got a little bit, having some greases the wheels for everything in life, right? It doesn't buy happiness, but it does buy less stress about money. It does make you worry less about how you're going to pay your bills, right? So it's really important that you do this, because it's what it's going to help you to do is, first of all, help you work out how you actually feel about money, because we never sit down and do this. Again, like we talked about yesterday, no one sits down with us in school and says, what's your money story? How do you feel about money? How are you going to move into adulthood and think about money? Maybe those of you with kids, you want to sit and actually ask them these questions. You probably, some of them won't be relevant for like under 18s or, you know, people that aren't earning any money, but, you know, ask them, what do you say about money? What do they think about money? Because based on what they hear you saying. I've got a friend of mine who grew up in a house where actually her parents were in debt and they talked about it all of the time. So actually she was so used to being in debt, she felt like she just fell into a pattern of being in debt. And I've got another friend who her parents didn't have any money, but they never, ever told her. They never told her that they didn't have any money. They kept all of their conversations around money completely like private. But what that meant is she just was so unaware of money. She also didn't learn or didn't understand and didn't kind of feel prepared for money either. So it's so easy to influence. We've got to know what it is that we're saying and what message it is that we're putting out there, right? So I think when it comes to implementing this stuff, I'm really thinking about unblocking what's there. I think some of the things that we need to understand is what actually is in the way, right? So what I wanted to talk about tonight, there's 4 things that I think come up more common than most in terms of like the barriers and like what you can do with each to unblock them. So the first one is fear of not having enough, right? There's this fear that, you know, not having enough money is going to create negative things in your life. But where this becomes, in terms of the context of this week, what a lot of you will be thinking is, well, I haven't got enough, so what's the point? I've only got 20 quid, 50 quid, 100 pounds. So actually, what's the point? And when you think about this block, I haven't got enough, so what's the point? Actually, when it comes to investing, saving, moving forwards, making decisions, you will just stay stuck. So one of the best things that you can do to make sure that you don't allow this fear and this blocker to get in the way of things is to focus on small wins, right? So what I'm talking about here is focus on, you know, £10 a month. Okay, take £10 a month and pay it towards your debt. Take £10 a month and put it into savings. Take £10 a month, put it into your investments. It's small steps that will build momentum. You don't have to have thousands and thousands of pounds to be making progress. That fear of not having enough, that fear of not it being pointless, what I need you to understand is it's actually the small steps that build momentum. Focus on the components, the little steps to get you over the river, and in the end, you'll be over the river. But if you focus on how you're going to get over the river, but you don't take a single step, well, you're not going to get there, right? Does anyone here fear or have that inner narrative of, well, I've only got a tiny bit, so what's the point? Is anyone struggling with that? Does anyone feel like, you know, I've only literally, what difference will a tenner make? I bet there's some of you. Now, when you look at the difference that a tenner can make, when you look at it over a long period of time, invested and compounded over, let's say 10, 20 years, all right, it's not going to be millions, but it is going to be money. It is going to grow. It is going to be worth more if you do something with it. Then if you think, oh, do you know what? I haven't got enough. I've only got a tenner. So actually what I'm going to do is blast it on crap. Well, you're definitely not going to have any more money than that because it will be spent. Yeah. So this fear of not having enough, we've got to unblock it and to remember that small steps build momentum. Small steps win the race, right? Doing something is better than nothing every time, even if it's a tenner, even if you buy a fractional share in something for like 5 quid, it all makes a difference. Now, there's another barrier that I think a lot of you will be having, and this is a little bit linked to what we're talking about at the end of the week. So I'm not going to focus a lot on this tonight, but there'll be this fear of investing in general. Because if I say to you, what emotions come up when we're talking about investing your money? How do you feel? What sort of words spring to mind? You know, what is the narrative around investing in general? Do you feel confident, empowered, excited? Do you feel frightened, like it's risky, like there's scams? Like, what is it you feel when I say to you, right, we need to talk about investment and you investing your money? What emotions, what words, what comes up for you? What's the narrative? So let's just look at some of these, right? Scared, fear, loss, excited, fear of losing it all. I need knowledge before I can invest. Trust, not being in control. Excited, a waste of money. It could be doing something else, right? These emotions around money are, or these emotions around investing, this is not specifically money, this is around investing, are going to help you to feel paralyzed. If you're fearing losing money, if you're worried about it, if you're scared that it will go wrong, if you don't know enough about it, if you're not willing to do, well, actually, all you're doing is staying stuck by the idea of losing money, right? And the problem with that is you just won't ever progress, which really isn't going to help you to get out of where you are now. So what I want you to fully understand, okay, is a couple of core points to this. And we talked yesterday about the fundamental pillars of a diversified portfolio. And yesterday we talked about mindset and education. Today, what I want to talk to you about is the importance of understanding that investing is not about timing the market, right? Your job as investors, especially if you're investing your own money, right, into various different things, we are not ever trying to time the market because we're not traders. We haven't got the information. We haven't got the data. We haven't got the stuff. We're not buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling. Investment and trading are two different things. Yeah, they're two different things. Investment is about the long-term approach. Trading is where you're buying and selling, you're scalping profits. And I do that as well, but that's not what we're talking about this week, right? I talk about that in the book. I've lost a lot of money doing that. I've made a lot of money doing that as well, but I've lost a lot of money doing that because you have to time the market. What we're talking about this week is about investing in the long term. Investing isn't about timing the market. It's about being consistent. And again, small steps, diversified steps, consistent, disciplined, intentional activity is more likely to help you win and make more money than trying to time the market. Every time. So that fear of investing, what I want you to understand, it's not about you trying to get the right moment to go, right, I've got my money, ready, go. It's not about that. It's about saying, right, I'm going to start small. I'm going to start with my little £10 or my £50 or £100 or whatever you've got. Those of you that are setting up free trade accounts, I'm going to send you a link. In fact, I'll send you a link on email, or if you've got the book, because the link I've got will give you a free share. So we've got like a introducers link. So when you use my link, you'll get a free share, which means you can put £50 into your account. You don't have to invest it, and they'll give you free money. So anyone who wants that, let me know. In fact, if you want it, WhatsApp me, send me the free trade link, and I'll WhatsApp you back with the free trade link, because that way you'll get a free share, and free money is great, right? So I'll happily give that to anybody who wants it. But you just need to drop me a WhatsApp, let me know. So fear of investing, when you're trying to time the market, that's the likelihood. You're thinking, oh God, I'm going to lose it all. Oh God, oh God, oh God. So you just don't do, because you've got this fear. Now, I was talking to someone today who might have, 20 grand, and we were talking about different places they could put it. Well, instead of putting 20 grand into one place, maybe split it up into 20 lots of 1,000 and put them into different types, different industry sectors, different places, so that you're diversifying as well. You're mitigating risk. You're spreading the risk, right? I've just asked you all to WhatsApp me, and now my phone's popping on my desk. So I'm sorry if you can hear pinging. It's just going to ping and ping. I hadn't really thought about that. It's fine. WhatsApp away. Don't worry. It's all good. My phone will just keep popping. That's fine. So what you have to remember is that this is not about timing the market. This is about making sure that you just start, you become consistent, you do a little bit and often. And we'll talk, in fact, we could talk about this now. What I want you to understand, that with your savings and with your investments, we automate our money, right? We again, this is in the book. So those of you who haven't got a copy of the book, we talk about this as a big part of your getting on top of your money. Automating your money is a really, really important thing. If you know that you're trying to invest £50 a week or £50 a month or whatever it is, by automating it, you're taking advantage of what's called dollar cost averaging or pound cost averaging. And pound cost averaging is where if, let's say, for example, on a Saturday, every Saturday, you have £15 a week go into your free trade account. Let's say that's what you do. Well, every week you invest £15 into the same things. You don't worry about the price of the thing you're buying. You just buy £15 worth of the thing you're buying. Now, some weeks you'll get more for your £15 and other weeks you'll get less for your £15. But because you're averaging it over time, you're always just buying £15 every single week, you as an investor will actually make more money. It's been proven you'll make more money than somebody who's waiting to try and time the market, to get in at the right moments, to be able to take advantage of the peaks and the troughs. So just be consistent. Automate your money. £15 a week, £100 a week, whatever your figures are for you. There's no judgment either way. Bank, well, again, I use Monzo. So from my Monzo account goes across to my free trade account, the same money every single week. I do it weekly because I like to do it weekly. You might want to do it monthly because that's when you get paid. Whatever works for you, right? And that money goes in automatically. I don't have to think about it. I don't need to know about it. Just when I look at my bank statement on a Sunday, it's been done, right? Automation will take away this fear of investing because you're not waiting to time the market. You're not trying to think cleverly about doing a thing. All you're doing is putting a little bit in consistently over time. 52 times a year, sorry, if you do it weekly, consistently. You don't have to do it. Let the tech do it. Having this fear of investing, we've got to unblock it, right? It's the only way to unblock it is to just start small and be consistent. So that actually over time you start to see that, yeah, in some cases you will lose money, right? This is investing. I wish I could say to you, you'll never lose a penny. It's just not reality. You know, your capital is always at risk when you invest. But when you approach this with a mindset that is confident and empowered around money and isn't frightened about losing a bit, and it doesn't invest what they can't afford to lose, and isn't, you know, starting massive and putting everything in all in one basket, when you're diversifying, you're mitigating risk because you've got the right mindset towards it, actually what's going to happen is you will invest as a consequence, right? You won't have this fear of investing because you're letting it kind of take care of itself. Okay, so that's how I would recommend that you unblock that fear of investment. I think as well, there's sometimes a fear of confronting our financial reality. Now, this is quite a big topic because what happens is that people avoid their current money situation entirely. And I know this, and I know there's a few of you on here because you've WhatsApped me about it today and we've had a chat about it today. And you've said to me things like, I just don't look at my bank. I just don't look because I know I haven't got enough. So I just let it do its thing. And hopefully at the end of each month, it won't be too bad. I won't have missed too many things. Hopefully at the end of the month, it'll be all right. Hopefully I'll get to payday and I'll still have been able to pay for my food and my petrol. I know, because I had a conversation with one of you today, that when it's like payday week, you go to Tesco's and you put your card in and you fill up your tank because Tesco's takes like 2-3 days to put your card through because you haven't got the money to get to the end of the month to be able to drive to work, right? That used to be me as well, by the way. There's no judgment. And there'll be other people in here that are having this like balance of money. But at the same time, there's this fear of not confronting your financial reality and you're just not looking at it. So you're tapping until it stops tapping the card. You're not looking at any sort of budgeting. You're not looking at any sort of savings plan. You're not investing at all. But because you're frightened to look, it's never going to get better. And actually, when you're frightened to look, what is actually happening in reality is you are overspending. You're hemorrhaging money where you don't need to hemorrhage money, because things will happen where, you know, you've had a free trial and you end up paying, but you missed it because you didn't look. And actually then the second month goes, I've done this, we've all done this with apps on our Apple Pay, right? It all just automatically charges you. Maybe you get a 6 month free or a year at £20, and they charge you again in a year's time. And you think, oh shit, I must cancel that. And then the next year it rolls around and it charges you 20 quid again. And you think, shit, I must cancel that. These are the sort of things that we're talking about, right? When you confront your financial reality, when you look at it regularly, you won't overspend, because you'll be aware of it and you'll be conscious and you'll be making intentional moves. Awareness is power when it comes to money. Awareness is power. Seeing it, seeing the numbers, connecting with them, as uncomfortable as they are. And when you feel like they're working against you every possible chance, and know it's hard, but the awareness will bring you the power. And you know, that's why we did the task yesterday, is so that you know where you are. That's your first step in creating that positive change. And the other thing to unblock this fear is to get comfortable looking at it. Look at your bank account every day. Now, I run someone's mentioned this. So Justine's mentioned this. Do you use the profit first principle? And the answer to that is absolutely yes, I do. So profit first principles are basically you separate all of your money to where it needs to go. And the profit first principle in business is that you put your profit in an account first. So in my business, any money that comes in, every pound that comes into my business, I put 20p in my profit account because my target is to do 20% margin. I put 20% in another account for my corporation tax. I put 20% in my VAT pot because I'm VAT registered. And then I operate the business on the remaining 40%, right? And I also do this in my personal world. So I've got different pots, and I talk about this a lot in the book, but I'll run through them with you if I open my Monzo account to give you an idea of the way that I do this in my personal life. So this is live off my bank account. These are my pots. So I have a fuck around fund, which has £50 a month go into it. That's just money that I can blow on whatever I want. That's what I call a fuck around fund. It's the pot that goes, and at the end of the year, if I've had a really good year, I'll go to Bond Street and I'll buy myself something really lovely, right? It's purely for enjoyment, nothing else. I have a to give to charity pot, which is, you know, it has a certain amount of money that goes into it every single week. And at the end of the year, I'll donate that, or I'll use it to like sponsor a friend who's running a marathon, or I will use it to, you know, buy or gift something for charitable purposes or whatever, but from my personal. And then I also have a charity pot in the business as well. I have my investing pot, which actually there's nothing in, because the second anything goes in it, it gets invested. So I've got a pot, but it goes in and out again. I have an insurances pot because as an adult, I seem to just have a fuck ton of different insurance things that I have to pay for. Cars, houses, people, life insurance, medical insurance, all these fucking things. So I have an insurances pot because otherwise I'd lose track. I have any like finance stuff. So cars, mobile phones, bills, all of that sort of stuff. I have a personal tax pot. So my income, obviously I pay a tax on my income. So I have that every month go aside. And then I have my savings, I have my ISA, and then I've got my like other bits and pieces. But everybody, when you automate your money, so my money comes in and then it gets split into those pots, and my investment pot goes straight out. My savings pot happens automatically. My ISA pot happens automatically. And I've got stocks and shares ISA, so that counts as investment for me. Some of you will just have a savings ISA, which is also fine. So your fear of confronting your financial reality actually can be fixed by looking and then using tools, tech, and regular, consistent behaviors to unblock it, right? That's definitely one of the things that I would recommend. And then the fourth one that I want to talk about tonight is, and I think this links back to a lot of what some of you have said in the comments tonight. Some of you have said to me in WhatsApp today, and, you know, mindset's a big topic. A lot of you have had a lot of questions today, and that's been absolutely great to talk to you. And like I said last night, if any of you got anything you want to ask me or talk to me about in WhatsApp over this week, you're very, very welcome to. You know, a lot of you don't believe that you are deserving of wealth. And that in itself is such a sabotaging in a narrative for whatever reason. It could be loads of different reasons as to how we've got there, but people, some of the things that you guys have told me that you're doing, when I say to you, do you feel like maybe you're self-sabotaging in that situation? The answer is, yeah, actually I am, but I hadn't really thought about it like that before. Everybody deserves financial security. I believe in a world where we all can live in a position of financial independence. I'm not talking about everybody here being gazillionaires, right? That's not really the point. That's not really what I'm on this planet to create or to help people to do. What I'm here to do, what I believe my mission is, to demystify the complexities of basic financial literacy, right? And I think what we have to do is we have to reframe this belief that we're not deserving of being okay financially. Being rich is the next layer. The first thing is stabilizing our income, recovering from debt, preparing to invest, and then investing, right? And, if you don't believe that you are deserving of being okay financially, at a conscious or a subconscious level, then deep down, what you're going to do is be like, oh, fuck it, I'll just spend. And actually, when we really truly are honest with ourselves, and I know this because I totally did this, those festival tickets that I'd be like, oh, fuck it, it'll be all right, I'll figure it out. Actually, what I was saying to myself is, you don't deserve to be in a better position than the one you're in right now. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. So just carry on being there. And the truth is that you're not where you're supposed to be if you're not happy there, right? So what we need to do is to reframe that belief, and actually you all need to say to yourselves, often write it down, whatever it is, I'm deserving of financial security. And we need to kind of unblock this. Wealth isn't inherently bad. Wealth isn't greed. Financial stability and independence isn't inherently a negative thing. It isn't something that will make you a horrible person. Like I said yesterday, I'm pretty sure I said this yesterday, having money will amplify what's already there. If you are inherently a good person, having more money will help you become a good person, but on steroids. If you're inherently a prick, having more money will make you a bigger prick. That's it, right? You know your values, like what it is that you stand for, who you are as a person, and you can create such positive impact charitably, for providing for families, creating security in the people around you when you've got more wealth. So if you don't believe that you're deserving of wealth, then it's really important that we work on that. Now, obviously, I only have an hour tonight and there's 65 of you here, so it's hard for me to do this en masse. But I think what I want you to take away from this conversation is, am I sabotaging myself because I don't actually at a subconscious level feel like I deserve to be in a different situation? Because if that's the case, once you know it, you can change it. But until you've figured it out, until you've figured out what your limitations are when it comes to money, you won't be able to shift. So what we want to do is shift into a very abundant mindset when it comes to money. This is about believing that there's always more opportunity. There's always more. There's more money. There's more ways to achieve financial security. The scarcity mindset where we're coming out, oh, fucking hell, there's just not ever going to be enough. We have to shift towards this, getting away from this loop of fear and inaction, and move towards a positive experience with money. We feel good about money. We have, the way we think about it, the way we behave with it, the way we treat it is positive. We want it. We see it. We love it. We're going to spend it. We enjoy it. It's okay to say, I love money. I love money, right? It's what I literally talk about all day, every day for a living now, which is great. There was a period of time, and there's still people in my life that think it's crass and rude and bad manners for me to talk about money. And actually, I think that's crazy. I think that's a societal construct upon us that, we've been told that it's rude to talk about money. Why is it? It's what's created the gender wealth gap. It's what's created the pay gap. It's what's created a racial, like, wealth gap. Like, and I talk about all the stats on this in the book. So again, if you've not got a copy of the book and you've not read this yet, I definitely recommend it. But us not talking about money is the problem. We have to talk about it. We have to get comfortable with it. We have to believe that it's okay to have it. So moving towards an abundance mindset is kind of the key here, right? And there's different things that you can do. And, you know, one of the things that I definitely do is I practice gratitude around money quite regularly. You know, if you're somebody that's got really disconnected from money and you've got that fear of confronting your financial reality, then maybe focusing on a daily gratitude around money would be a great thing to start with. And there's different things you could do. There is affirmations, there's books you can read, there's all sorts of stuff that you can do. But I think the key here is recognizing where you're at and then starting to take intentional steps forward to be able to move it forwards, right? Now, I think the chapter in the book is a really good thing for all of you to read. Who hasn't got a copy of the book, by the way? So I can send you a link, because I think, you know, it's such a core part of this whole process. Your money mindset, where you're at and how you can get out of that situation so that you can move things forward is really important. And in the book, what we talk about is the different types, different money mindset types. And one of the things I just wanted to do was name some of them, so you can start to think about whether you sit in here. So we've got the scarcity money mindset, which is, you know, what we've talked a little bit about already. The abundance money mindset, we talked a bit about. There's the entitled money mindset. The ignorance money mindset. Ignorance is where you just literally don't know anything about it because no one's ever taught you, and that's okay. We can fix that quite easily. You just learn. The debt money mindset. This is, you know, if everybody in your house skydives, the chances are eventually you're going to jump out of a plane, right? If everyone in your life is in debt, the chances are you're going to whack a load of stuff on a credit card. That's, you know, that's normal. There's the guilt money mindset, the success money mindset, the generosity money mindset, the control money mindset, the risk averse money mindset. And it's these different types of money mindsets that show up that will eventually impact the way that you make decisions around investments and savings. Now, the risk averse money mindset is the one I kind of want to finish on, because those of you who've got those fears around investing, those fears around these things, actually there's a risk aversity here. And risk averse, it might be that, you know, at some point in your life, you've watched people lose money, maybe, or, you know, you'll say things like, oh, I prefer to keep my money in the bank where I can see it. Yeah, I actually know I've got older people in my life who say, do you know what? I just like to keep my money in my house where I know where it is. I'm like, right, but actually you've got thousands of pounds of cash in your house. That's really not sensible. You know, the narrative of someone with really risk-averse mindset is that they just want to do this with it. And when you do this with your money, it can't grow. It's stifled. It's stuck. So what we've got to do is we've got to by starting small, diversifying, mitigating risk, all of these rules that we're going to talk about loads this week, we've got to start to release our grip a little bit. Because when we start to release our grip and we open ourselves up to potential risk, we also open ourselves up to potential opportunity. Now, obviously, we need to be clever in the way that we do this. We don't want to put all our money in one place. We don't want to go into, like, when people are offering you 50% a year guaranteed, blah, all this blah that you see online. Don't do that, right? We start small, we diversify, we mitigate risk, we spread our risks. These are all the things we want to do. So a lot of you will have a little layer of risk aversity mindset, because that's what we're here talking about. Like, how can I move things forward? And I definitely recommend that you read the book. I'm going to just put in the comments, so those of you who want a copy of it that I can see that have just asked me. Here we are. Yeah, it should be there in the chat, and I'll put it up on the screen as well, so you've got it. Go ahead and read that. Understand which money mindset type you are. And actually in the book, what it talks about is what you can do to adjust that and start to really dig into the improvement and the change so that you can move towards more of an abundant, happy, empowered relationship with your money. So obviously we've got time for Q&A. And so anyone who's got any questions around today's task, please put them in the comments now so that I can come back to them. There's a couple of things I just want to share with you before we wrap up. Tomorrow's task is quite a fun task. It's still quite a big task though, right? It's going to be quite impactful in terms of what it is that you're trying to do. It links very closely to yesterday's task. So if you still haven't done your financial snapshot, or those of you who are on VIP today, those of you who have bought the budget tracker today, if you've not done that kind of ins and outs bit, you need to have done that so that tomorrow you can get the very, very best out of tomorrow. So tomorrow's all about fixing potential challenges within your financial situation. I won't give too much away because I want it to be a nice surprise in the morning. But it's a game changer, actually. And if you do it and you do it honestly and you do it well, then it actually can create massive change. So embrace tomorrow. It's a bit of a tricky one, but embrace it, have fun with it. If you've got any questions about it, make sure you speak to me. The other thing that I've had 5 or 6 messages from some of you today is about what is Stock Savvy, because I mentioned it last night and it's on your task pages. So Stock Savvy is our subscription. So Money Mechanics Stock Savvy is for people who are beginners with stocks, market investing, fund investing. You've been doing it a little bit, but you don't really feel confident, or maybe you've never done it. You've never even opened an account. You don't know what a broker's account is. You don't know what a stock is. For people that are at those really early days, it's £2 a week plus VAT, and there's no contract. You join, and basically every week we'll send you a training video where you can learn and go away and do it. And then every fortnight I send you like a market updates email, newsletter, blog. We're not really sure what to call it. But basically an email that talks to you in normal terms about what's happening in the markets, why it matters, how it impacts you mostly. So, interest rates are holding. How does that impact you as a saver, as an investor, as somebody who wants to buy a house or, get on the housing ladder or whatever it might be? What is it that the changes in the market, how it's going to actually impact you generally? So anyone who wants to join Stock Savvy, the link's on your task page. You can absolutely do that. I'll also put the link up here just so you've got it. No, that's not the right link. There you go. It's £2 a week plus VAT, and it's something that I wanted to create because actually I think everything we do at Money Mechanics is actually to improve your financials. Right? We are never going to launch like a £20,000 a year mentorship. It's just not what we do, right? It's just absolutely not aligned with what we do here. And this subscription being at £2 a week, don't let the price fool you. It's not shit because it's cheap, right? And there's loads of people that are following the program and are in it and are getting their weekly videos, and definitely check, ask them for feedback. But I would say it's one of the most valuable things that you will ever subscribe to for £2 a week. And it will help you to make sense of some of the jargon, the complexities in the industry, all of that sort of stuff. So if you want to subscribe to that, you can do. Get the first one and cancel it if you want after a week. My job is to keep you in there, obviously, with good value, and all of our clients stay. So we don't have people leave because actually it's excellent. But if you've got any questions about that, let me know. What else is on my little list here? I think that's it. VIP folks today, we had a bit of a tech gremlin. It didn't record the video. So what I've done is I've WhatsApped out the link to the budget tracker. You guys should have got this today. I have sent you a YouTube video of the same video that I did today, but I recorded it a little while ago. So you've got both. You'll be able to see it, but it's slightly different video to the one that we did today because my tech did not play ball. Apologies for that. We will, however, send you the audio from today and the transcription from today. So you'll have that. You should have the YouTube link in your WhatsApps already. Right, questions. Let's come to the questions. So, Natasia, did you say 4 fears? Yeah, so the 4 ones. So, believing you don't deserve wealth, Fear of confronting your financial reality, we talked about. Fear of investing in general, fear of losing it all, and fear of not having enough. They're the 4 that we covered tonight. So hopefully that's helpful. Enjoying Stock Savvy. Thank you for that little plug. Thank you very much. Quick question. Can you put life insurance through your business? We put a percentage of my life insurance through the business. Yes. I would say speak to your insurance broker and your accountant, and they'll be able to tell you what you can and can't put through your business. I definitely can't give you that advice, but I do put a percentage of my life insurance and my private medical insurance through the business. So yes. What else we got here? Andrew Tucker's got 3 books and the audiobook. Happy days. The link to the book is here. It's just sarahpoynton.com/money mechanics. It is on Amazon as well. If you want to buy it on Amazon, you absolutely can. You'll be able to get it on Prime or on Audible. But if you want it to come from my office and you want me to sign it and you want to pay less money, use this link. I think it's £2 cheaper than if you bought it on Amazon. So I think Amazon, because Amazon picked the pricing, we can't do anything with the pricing. So if you buy it from us, we can send it out to you directly. What else have we got on here? I think it's just shifting perspective. Yeah, 100%. Rob's got more than 1 book. Happy days. Oh, there's loads of you that are reading it. This is great. What other questions have we got? Oh, look at this. Today and the other day, I cancelled or paused various subscriptions and switched or negotiated on some other bills and will be saving £49 a year. Well, that £49 a year, Julie, needs to go immediately into an investment pot because it's money that you wouldn't have had otherwise, right? And again, this is not investment advice. Please make sure that you seek advice from investment advisors. But if it's £49 a month that you wouldn't have had, then it goes straight to either clearing your debt or it goes straight to an investment pot. You do something with it, right? Don't just let it fizzle out into other hemorrhaging expenses because that doesn't make any sense. So free trade, Laura's set up a free trade, Paul's set up a free trade. So just to come back to what that is, if you want the free trade link that gives you the free share so that you get basically some free money off of the free trade account, WhatsApp me now with just say free trade or I want free trade or whatever, or send me a whatever bag of money emoji. I don't care what you send me. And I will send you the link. Use that link to set up your free trade account because it's an introducer's link. So you will get a free share and it will also give me a little credit to my account as well. Full transparency. It's like an introducer one. So they thank me for introducing you and they give me a little credit to mine too. Any other questions that I can answer for you today? So today, money mindset is quite a big topic and I get it. It can be a bit overwhelming, but when you work through this questionnaire, just try and be honest about it with yourself. It's for your eyes only, right? I know a couple of you have sent them to me today and that's great. Feel free to send me whatever you want, but you don't have to send me anything. It is for your eyes only. And actually, when you understand your money mindset, it's like the first step towards making a change to the way that you feel about money, the way you show up with money, the way that you experience it, the way you behave with it, the way you make decisions with it, where you put it, all of those sorts of things, right? It's amazing. So Bruce, can I set up a free trade to take a direct debit once every 4 weeks? Absolutely, you definitely can. You bet. I just set up my Monzo. So I set up at the Monzo end and it just transfers over to me. Anthony, you're very welcome. I'm pleased that it's helping. I think I've been trying to do this challenge for so long now. It's been planned in my head for a really long time. It's a little bit surreal to actually be delivering it. So it's my absolute pleasure. I'm super happy to be here. We're going to wrap up this evening. If there's no other questions, then we're going to finish off. But one thing to tell you. So tomorrow's task, you'll get your link in the morning as usual. We'll be on here tomorrow night at 5 o'clock. I've got a bit of an announcement for you tomorrow, which we'll do around 5 o'clock. So listen out for that and make sure you're prompt and on time or as on time as you possibly can be at 5 o'clock. I've got something to tell you. A little secret to share, which I'm very excited to be telling you about. So that'll be tomorrow evening. And then tomorrow night, we're going to be talking about, obviously, the task as well. Any questions through the day, WhatsApp me. If you're stuck on anything, WhatsApp me. Whatever you need, WhatsApp me. In terms of links and stuff like that, if you want a link to the Stock Savvy subscription, it is on your task pages. Just scroll down literally under the video that you guys are watching each morning. You can click that button, or it's up there on the screen. If you want a copy of the book, you can get it from Amazon or /Money Mechanics. And if you want the free trade link, WhatsApp me now and I will send it out to you so that you've got it this evening and you can start setting that up. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. What happens if you already set up a free trade account? Can you access the free share? No. If you've already got an account, then you will need to just run with your account. Unless you want to set up another account under like different contact details, but I'm pretty sure free trade does it on your national insurance number. So you might not be able to, actually. I think you probably can only have one account. And I don't use any other platform. So I don't recommend any other platforms. There's others that exist, but I don't know them. So I would only ever recommend something to anyone that I've used myself personally. So yeah, if you've already got one, just use it, start setting up your automation and so on. We'll dig more into that. We actually dig much more into that on Friday. Okay, ladies and gents, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for hanging out with me. These sessions are amazing. Obviously, if you've got questions, WhatsApp me. If you need a link, WhatsApp me. If you're not sure what's happening, WhatsApp me. If you're having a wobble, WhatsApp me. Whatever is happening, just WhatsApp me. Just WhatsApp me to say hello if you want. And I will get you everything that you request. Your WhatsApp will be out in the morning with your task on, and I will see you tomorrow night at 5 o'clock. See you later. Bye. Are we gone?